One of the things that I love most about working at Samaritan is the relationships I have with my coworkers and how I truly feel that these are all people who are dedicated to finding out what are the needs of each patient and family that we serve, and how can we best honor that through our work. The Nightingale Tribute is just one way that we are able to acknowledge and pay tribute to our patients who have been nurses.
The Nightingale Tribute is an opportunity for us to honor those nurses that have worked in the field, and instead of waiting until they pass and discussing it at a memorial service, we talk about honoring them while they're still alive and allowing them to review their memories and their career opportunities and things that were special during their careers.
I knew about it for a long time, and I always saw it as something that was done for a nurse that passed away. And then I was surprised to learn that we were doing it for people who were still alive.
Before I was a chaplain, I was a librarian. I still have that research bent in me. And every once in a while, I'm going to throw into the internet nursing and dying and things like that to see what's new, which led me to the Nightingale Tribute. And I thought, oh, this is perfect for Samaritan. At the same time, the Courier Post was looking into something where people were having parties as their funerals before they died. So all this came together, and I said, why should we wait? Let's see what we can do. It didn't take too much work to reword and then present it to the teams and get their buy-in and start doing it.
The Nightingale Tribute, from the Samaritan perspective, gives us a chance to not only say thank you and recognize the person for what they've done, but actually allow them to finally accept praise and thanks for what they've done.
It's a way to celebrate what drew them to nursing and a camaraderie together with their primary nurse and the team. We will light a candle as we read a poem. Many times we'll have other nurses who are present or other staff members hold a rose and present the rose to either the patient, or if it's at a funeral setting, have the rose presented to the patient's casket.
We have a candle that we keep lit at the bedside of the patient, and just as a reminder of their service, sort of like Florence Nightingale carrying her little lamp. There's a poem that we recite as a team. As many members of the team, if they're available, will be there at the bedside, and we always invite family members to come too.
My mom was a nurse for over 35 years. She did most of her work through Virtua in Mount Holly.
She also made sure that, nursing was a huge part of my life. I'm a nurse today because of her.
We were not aware of the Nightingale Tribute until, one of the social worker had, come to us and asked us if it was something that we would like to do. And, we were definitely on board with that.
The Nightingale services, I felt as a nurse, paid tribute to the nursing services. And that's the first thing we learn as nurses is how Nightingale provided all the services and all the research and everything she did to, get nurses known. As I feel it was a good tribute for my grandmother as well. Almost like pay it forward for her as a nurse in general. I think that day, since she was really involved, I know she was appreciative of everybody that came out and got to be there. I think she felt really valued as a nurse.
The Nightingale ceremony recognizes that this person had a life ahead of their role as a patient. And it's a big reminder to all of us that we have lives and they come to an end, but this person was somebody else, and when we see their children around, we know that they were a mother. When we say the words of the poem, we recognize that they were like us. They were taking care of people when they were sick.
Being able to honor the ones that came here before us is one of the biggest things that we can do. None of us that are working today are doing something that hasn't been done. So it's our job to pay respect and homage to the ones that came before us and let them know that we still learn from you.
We're listening to their stories of their journey with nursing. And so the music, I think, helps to underscore our honor of that, but also to lend a container to some of the emotion that comes up during the ritual.
The patient that I had was an LPN at the Rothman Institute, and she was very conversational with me. I think she really enjoyed speaking to me, not just as her nurse, but also as a friend.
Well, the one client that I had in particular, she was so excited. Actually, she was already dressed upon arrival. So I just had to fine tweak her a little bit, like get her hair done and make sure that her makeup and her lips were up to par. And she felt honored to be honored while she was still here.
One of the special moments that I can specifically remember at a Nightingale ceremony was when we actually walked in the door. The amount of attention that she was able to receive and just the happiness that she saw as the people poured in, and the fact that every member of the team got to speak on their experience with her and the things that we appreciated about her, and the fact that we were able to give that back to her and let her know that we were listening, we're here for you, and then wrap it all up together in one ceremony.
That's almost my favorite part of the ceremony, is listening to patients tell their stories and also watch their reactions. That's a time for them to be very intently listened to and really just cherished for their work.
Any way that we can mark each moment to make every moment momentous.
At Samaritan Hospice, we have some ceremonies that recognize people regarding their professions and certain special things about them. But aside from that, we do try to get to know each person and what makes them special and why they're important to their family member and what kind of things matter to them. It's our job to find out who each person is and try to help them feel that they matter to us and they matter to the world, that they did a good job. And that's what we do at Samaritan.